Welcome to part 2 of Devil Within. Yeah, I had it right the first time. I was like, Devil Within, right? Yeah, Devil Within. Alright, so in the last part, guys have seen entirely of level 1. The game was basically laid bare bones for you to take it all in. It's an action beat 'em up platformer. He plays Devil Jin via the cheat code, and you have a bit of annoying ass time. But that was then. This is now. Maybe now it's gonna get a little more interesting. I don't remember because I haven't watched this raw footage in a long ass time. But that's why I'm here to find out, and this is gonna be a little more interesting. So now I should probably start elaborating a little bit more on the story of Devil Within and well, I think of Devil Jin as a character himself. But I'm gonna roll back a little bit and just stick with Tekken 5 Devil Within story. So you probably saw on the intro, back on the Tekken 5 menu way back in part 1 that the text was play as Jin through platformer as he learns more about his past. And I'd agree, except for the fact that he doesn't learn anything about his past, really. I mean, the story for this game is interesting, but that's really about it. Basically, the gist of it is Jin learns that there's a potential that his mom is still alive, which, as it turns out, is kind of not true, I want to say. He's kind of led on a wild goose chase and is eventually encountered by his old adversary, Droger. I don't know why that took a second to register. I don't know. I could just never really take Ogre seriously with a name like that. So, but personally, I have yet to play any games from Tekken 4 prior. I do have Tekken Tag Tournament 2 or 1, but I've honestly have not really touched it yet, and I know the Tag Tournament games are not really where you go for story. However, what I do know about Jin's backstory is that his mom was killed by Ogre, I'm assuming the ancient Ogre form, and Jin naturally has a bit of a vendetta against him. That's just the Mishima way. Everyone's got to have a vendetta, everyone's got to be out for blood, everyone's got to be out to kill something. That's usually how people in the Mishima family break down. Heihachi wanted to kill his son and propose to make it stronger, although there's multiple theories about that, and they're confirmed. This show has multiple canons, by the way, just so you know. Not show, just series. Kazuya wants to kill his father for nearly killing him, so he sold his soul to the devil, and now when Kazuya had an offspring, that offspring happens to have half the devil gene, and this is the result. Yeah, I think that summarizes it pretty well. Now, face value, could be seen as not necessarily the most in-depth of things, and yeah, Devil Jin is glowing red in this game. I think it's a very nice touch. I actually really dig that. But I could keep elaborating on Tekken's story, but what it really boils down to is all the other characters are kind of just... Now, this is coming from a guy who likes Tekken. It kind of just more boils down to flavor text in favor of the Mishima family and all their little shenanigans going on. Like, you would never really know Paul's story from the word go if you just fired up and be like, hey, I'm gonna learn shit. Nah, that's not usually how it breaks down. It's a shame too, because I think a few characters in this series do have potential to have like really good story writing, but from what I'm told via sources, and by sources I mean taking out the main man's YouTube channel to see the character guides, Tekken hasn't had any really good story writing out since Tekken 4. And of course, I'm gonna say that without having played the game myself, but looking at the themes like how Paul had to deal with depression, Law battling alcoholism. Now, that could be seen as very silly, but considering Tekken itself does have very adult characters, that is pretty cool. I can really enjoy it for that. But again, then you would have to play Tekken 4 first in order to understand this, but yeah. That'll be soon. That's a project I'm working on. Which, by the way, apparently Tekken 4 also does have a mode like this, but more in the vein of like what's in Tekken 6 with the single player mode. That'll be worth a playthrough, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so yeah, story of this game basically breaks down, or this mode breaks down as such. Jin thinks his mom's alive, goes, finds out it's Ogre. Yeah, I gotta go pursue Ogre into alien fucking ruins. Now, yeah, it could be argued, yeah, this isn't really Alien Ruins, except, yeah, you'll see that later. That's gonna be interesting. Yeah. So now I cover that, I should probably start covering what I think of Devil Jin himself as a character, which by extension would mean I have to give some opinions about Jin himself. Which Jin as a character, I think he's pretty well done. I think he's pretty cool. I mean, he was portrayed by Heihachi in Tekken 5. No, it's way too previous. Tekken 3, where Heihachi took Jin under his wing since his mom was killed, so he can get power, so he can take the fight to Ogre, which he does. But that Heihachi, being a greedy motherfucker, tries to backstab Jin anyway, and I think he has like some story plot of trying to take the Devil Gene for himself, which if Kazuya managed to do that as an 8-year-old kid, I don't see how Heihachi couldn't be able to do that. But yeah. So Jin was backstabbed by Heihachi and kind of swore off everything that the Mishima stood for. Kind of can't blame the kid, really. I mean, they're kind of a bunch of backstabbing assholes, or at least Heihachi is. Kazuya, he's on the fence sometimes, but other than that, yeah, most of the time he's not. Jinpachi, though, he's pretty cool, but except for this game where he's kind of the cheapest goddamn boss ever, besides Azazel. God damn it, Namco, what is it with you making cheap-ass bosses? Besides June and Tekken Revolution and Tekken Tag 2, she's actually not that bad. So I've kind of rambled about it long enough. I think Jin himself is a pretty well-developed character, but he hasn't been... I don't think he's been fleshed out as well as he could have been so far, or he hasn't had like enough backstory given that someone like Kazuya. Kazuya still feels like the main character show, really. Even after he did get kind of biologically resurrected after getting thrown into a goddamn volcano back in Tekken 2. Yeah, biological research. It's a helpful thing. Anyway, you're gonna encounter more of these puzzles where, as you keep getting into the game, where you have to put multiple sliding platforms onto the individual switches. So just think Pokemon on a 3D setting, and you're pretty much good. Seriously, why is Pokemon's finished with sliding puzzles? I never understood that. Yeah. All right. Oh, by the way, I think Devil Jin's a really good character. All right, I don't. Character-wise, he's not all there. He hasn't been fleshed out, or no. Well, you can't really flesh out an alter ego of someone. He has no backstory. He's just a really good stark contrast to what Jin represents. Because I'm just gonna throw this out there right now. If you haven't seen Tekken before, Devil Jin's kind of a power-hungry, maniacal, sadistic asshole who will laugh at people's pain and suffering and will kill people. That's generally how it breaks down. That's how his personality is anyway. And I think this is really nice because it serves as a really good contrast to Jin himself, who is normally very peace-loving, very reserved, doesn't speak a lot, and generally wants to help people, although, you know, except for one that absolutely crushed every Mishima out there. We've had like 3 games so far. You think you've done it by now? I mean, fuck, Soul Calibur usually makes bigger strides than the story department than that. But yeah, Soul Calibur's story has kind of gone to hell with 5, so I'm not really going to hold it for that. You guys will hear my thoughts on that another day. Anyway, before I piss off anyone else, all 2 people of you who probably still enjoy Soul Calibur 5 to some enjoyment. Outside of personality-wise, how Devil Jin's really a nice contrast, hence the devil part. His entire design, too, is actually probably some of the best I've ever seen in a fighting game, too. And that's not me acting like a 15-year-old goth kid who I once was upon a time, but you gotta break it down as is. Devil Jin, I was about to say Devil Jin, I shouldn't have said that. Devil Jin himself is kind of a hybrid between the good that was inside of Jun's heart and the evil that was in Kazuya. Hence why, well, Devil himself, which is basically an alternate form of Kazuya, has giant bat-like wings and generally just looks like a giant fucking gargoyle, purple color, which I always thought was really nice. Whereas Devil Jin is like a fallen angel of sorts. He's got the black wings. He's got a giant tribal tattoo on his torso, which apparently is a reference to Azazel in Tekken 6, but I think if you could start mentioning the source of the Devil Jin or Devil Gene, you're kind of a few chapters too late with that, and I think we've had multiple confirmed sources for the Devil actually. I mean, first we had Kazuya, which is the Devil's link to Earth, and now we have Devil Jin. But now it's said that Azazel is the source of the Devil. I don't fucking know anymore. I think Tekken 6's story writing is which is weird because Tekken 5 is a game I started with in Tekken. It's like, yeah, I should naturally have like nostalgia goggles over it, but nah, it's after being exposed to like Tekken 5 and Tag 2 and reading Tekken 4's story, it's just so much better than what Tekken 6 did. I'm just like, where'd the writing go? It was so cool prior, but nah, it's just not there anymore. Let's see. Other things about Devil Jin I really like is the fact that his lower body is bound by chains, which you'll notice that Jin doesn't really turn into Devil Jin voluntarily. Duh. He wants to end Kazuya so he can end the Devil Gene, and he wants to end the Mishimas because they're a bunch of assholes. Duh. So you probably would make the connection that he does not want to go into Devil Jin, but it's kind of involuntary. I'm not really sure what it is exactly, but the best way I can describe the relationship between Jin and Devil Jin, for anyone who's watched any of my playthroughs prior, is like Master Ichigo and regular Ichigo from Bleach. Master Ichigo is this like manifestation of chaos and evil within regular Ichigo, and he does not want to get out because he knows if it does, it'll wreck shit and probably kill everything he knows and loves. That's basically the best way I could summarize how Devil Jin works with regular. He's this giant dude. He's this giant dick that will just run rampant and just end everything in sight, and it's not a very good time overall. So the chains there are meant to symbolize how Jin himself is bound to the Devil Gene that's inside of him. He really has no control over that. So some of the things that are done on Devil Jin's body are kind of meant to symbolize this, like well, naturally the tribal tattoo on his left shoulder, which was granted him by, I want to see if I can get this right. He got it in Tekken 3 when Devil presented himself to him and branded himself with the tattoo, which has been there ever since, and is a constant reminder as to Devil knowing. Now the stuttering kicks in. This is wonderful. It is there as a constant reminder to Jin that he is on a lifeline. He has an unknown amount of time in order to end his problems. Otherwise, he'll probably permanently lose himself to the Devil Gene within him. And I think this translates well into gameplay. And no, not gameplay. What kind of gameplay? I'm just getting a train of thought right there. I have no idea what I was saying. So, those things considered, I think Devil Jin is a really cool character who is not meant as a standalone character, meant to like stand the test of time as a really well-developed, thought-out dude. He's just more there as an antithesis to Jin. It is there to represent the struggle that goes on within Jin himself, knowing that he has this little bit amount of time to kill off the Devil Gene and end the Devil's connection to the human world, which is through Kazuya. And I think that it does a pretty good job of that. My frame rate is like chugging right now. Hang on a sec. There we go. The way I'm watching this right now is I kind of got Pinnacle Studio open right now. I'm just letting it play, but every once in a while it'll start dropping frames. I have to pause it and let it go again. So my audio is probably a little desynced right now, but you know, since this is post commentary, I don't have to worry about it too much. So gameplay wise, I think, well, fucking Devil Jin is like just ridiculous. If you're watching this right now, then you're probably aware I'm also doing a week up for Devil Jin in Tekken 5. And man, he feels like so much of a prototype compared to what he is in like Tekken 6 onwards, where he's just a comboing fiend. Basically, he has only like 3 real launchers in Tekken 5, where 2 of them are out of while standing motions, and he's got the Electro Wing God Fist, but really, if you do just the regular Wind God Fist, you're not going to get anywhere. And again, like I've said in that playthrough, yeah, there's probably people out there who do know how to do that, but even after spending quite a few hours with Double Jin, I still haven't really figured out a way to get him to combo anything, like outside of it doing electrics. Which, granted, I do love that. That means you have to actually work on it and find out exactly what he can do with his tools. But on the same note, I don't like the idea of having to only be able to use a character if you master this high level maneuver in order to actually use him. If you make him dependent on that, that's just gonna steal people away, and that makes it so he's an entirely one-trick pony. That always makes it so that if you want to beat Double Jin, you just gotta crouch. Yeah, that's a problem. Tekken 6 though, he becomes a comboing master where he's got like some of the craziest crush moves in the game with like up 4, and his electric isn't the only really good launcher he has. He's got revamped so much in Tekken 6. It's absolutely phenomenal. And yes, you were seeing this correct right now, folks. You are someone somewhere decided to put Heihachi as the boss in this. And that's not weird in the slightest, but hey, it's gonna get pretty cool. I'm Double Jin. Maybe I can actually stand toe to toe with Heihachi. Should be nice. Yeah, just treat him as a regular fighable character, and he should be fine. Block his moves. He's not very fast. Yeah, he just goes down and wait, there's more. Why the fuck is more than one Heihachi? Oh, well, fuck. There's 2. There's 3 of them. God damn it. Some fuckhead out there decided to make clones of Heihachi and throw them in as boss character. You gotta be kidding me. Alright. So you decided to take the most badass old man on the face of the planet, possibly the strongest human to ever live, and you decided to make clones out of him. That is simultaneously brilliant and also incredibly dangerous at the same time, because you have multiple dudes in your basement that can just like rip through steel like it's nothing. I'm just like how I'm just getting absolutely pile drive by these dudes right now. Oh my god, they're just swarming me. Also, it looks like they're speeding up a little bit. I actually didn't notice that at first. So maybe they can put up a fight. Who knows? And with that, the last one's about to go down. You don't have to worry about high-low mix-ups with these guys. Just hold down the triangle button, and you can basically block everything they ever do. Yeah. Heihachi clones. Yeah. I'm not really sure what to say about that. I mean, a bunch of jack robots like the intro of Tekken 5. Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea, but Heihachi clones? Shit. That is incredibly dangerous, man. You gotta get some insurance in that place. Anyway, guys, see you in part 3. Later.